Thank you for joining us. My name is Jim Richardson, the founder and CEO and CTO of Finchloom. I've also got on the call with me today Carrie New, who's our Azure Senior Architect.
Hi, everyone.
And Wes Hayter, our Microsoft 365 Senior Cloud Consultant.
Hello, thanks for joining.
All right, Wes. So product one is our deep dive for Bing Chat Enterprise, where we also include Microsoft Search and Bing. A lot of people didn't know that it's two different products. Have you gotten any feedback already from customers about this product? Are they inquiring?
Yeah, everybody wants to know what the new latest trend is with AI, and specifically, a lot of customers are interested in what Microsoft is doing and developing these days. So excited to share more information about both Bing Chat Enterprise and Microsoft Search and Bing and how they can be used in your organization to improve your users' efficiency.
Okay. Another thing that I've heard questions about is if I use Bing Chat Enterprise, can I ask it things about my Microsoft 365 data? And the answer is no. Bing Chat Enterprise only has access to the internet and what you give it in the prompt. So it does not have any access to your internal data, even though you sign in to use it.
That's correct. Yeah, and that's actually one of the protections in place by Microsoft. They require you to sign in using your work account, but all of the content that you share with it, any of your prompts or the responses that come back, are all protected, encrypted end to end, and never retained to train the model.
Well, since you're talking about security, here's sort of a picture of how the data protection works. On the left-hand side is basically your confidential private data. And as you're working with the chatbot, it doesn't allow you to leak things outside your organization, and it doesn't commingle that data with web data. And it's actually dropped immediately after the AI processes it. So it's really just a secured transmitted prompt that you send to the internet. It processes it and then dumps it and sends you back your response. Here's another slide that goes into it. Maybe you can touch on these protection points that are brought into Bing Chat Enterprise.
Absolutely, yeah. So as I mentioned before, it does require you to have that corporate account, your intra ID, formerly known as Azure AD. So only the users that can authenticate have access to the Bing Chat Enterprise service. As Jim mentioned, also any identifying information that about you or the device that you're on or the location that you're coming from is all stripped from any of the requests. Microsoft does not retain any of the prompts or responses. It's all immediately dropped once it is sent through for the response. All chat data, is sent and received with end-to-end encryption. So again, nothing is retained by the model. It's only used for your immediate use.
And if I'm at Starbucks, it's not being sniffed on the Wi-Fi, right?
That's correct. Yeah, fully encrypted.
Yeah. And then the last point is that it doesn't retain the data to train the model. So you can only use context within that session to refer back to things you said. Once you clear the chat or start a new one, it doesn't remember anything that you said to it. It's got a horrible memory. So some of the benefits that we see with both of these tools, remember it's two tools in one. Microsoft Search and Bing gives you that full search integration. And it's really cool that when I'm just using a Windows PC, if I use the search tool down at the bottom, it allows me to search not only my local computer, but also the internet and my work. So I can easily use one search tool for all my search needs. And then also it goes a lot further than that, not just keyword searches, but you can click on a person and find out what they've been working on that relates to you. If you have rights to something they shared with you, it's an easy way to catch up with someone. Also, you can see some of your meeting notes and chats and even your email. You can search your email from this interface. So Microsoft is making it real easy to search across all their platform with one tool, and it brings in the Bing capabilities to really give you the power search. And then Wes, what's the real benefit of using Bing Chat Enterprise in work?
Well, I mean, it gives you those skills, right? We mentioned the 7 skills we're going to teach the end user or the organization's end users. So it gives you the ability to reason with your own data. Now, you can't access your data, but you can feed it. So you mentioned context earlier. It only understands the context that it has, so we can feed it data that we have and get responses back that are relevant.
So let me ask you about that. Like if I get an email and it doesn't quite make sense, it's really technical and mumbo jumbo, I can copy and paste the email into Bing Enterprise Chat and ask it to summarize for me or maybe explain it like in a higher level.
That's correct. Yeah, or provide the insights or key takeaways from that context.
Okay, good. And then you can also use it to just look up things. Like I remember in the old days, you had to be good at keyword searching in Google or in Bing. And then now when you search for something, you get 6 results at the top that are ads. And then you have to scroll down and try to make sense of the blog articles and the nonsense to get to what you truly wanted in the search. But with Bing Chat Enterprise, I recommend you start using that instead for your internet lookup research because it sifts through all that nonsense and tries to get to the exact answer that you need. And it references the sites. So that's to me the evolution of search. All right, now part of our deployment is to get your employees ready. So we think with Bing Chat Enterprise, that's sort of the first baby steps of getting your organization used to using AI in a controlled way. So first, you get people used to the concept of prompt engineering. And that's the process of writing to the bot so that you get an appropriate answer. And the better you get at prompting, the better answers you'll get. So that's an important task and it's an important skill that all employees should start learning is how to engage with AI. And also in the Edge browser, you can use your Microsoft 365 feed. So right in the center here, when I open my browser in the morning, it comes up to a feed that shows me things that are relevant to me. How does it know? I don't know. It's using AI to say, you might be interested in this work that your teammates are doing or your direct reports are doing, or even you were mentioned in a meeting. So it's a very useful way to catch up and scroll through a feed to just kind of get used to what's going on in the organization. And then finally, you're preparing your users to use more advanced AI in the future. So if you do engage in Copilot or Chat GPT in Azure with your enterprise data, they've already learned how to use prompting and how to use a general AI. They can take those skills with them with some of the more advanced tools. So Wes, here comes your part where you're going to show us Bing Chat Enterprise in all its glory.
For the purpose of today's demos, I'm going to take on a persona of Cameron. Cameron is a salesperson for a company named Contoso Electronics. I'm here on my Windows 10 machine. It's a fully Azure AD joined. I'm signed in with my Intra ID account, my work account. I need to get my day started. I've got a meeting early first thing I need to get prepared for. So I'm going to open up my Edge browser here. And it's going to land me right on the feed, as Jim mentioned. This is something that can be configured for end users as their homepage, or it can be set up on the new tab page here. But it gives you a common look and feel of those Office 365 pages, and you will see quick and easy access to the most relevant content for me. Or I can even jump in and see content that another user is working on. As long as I have permissions to see the content, it's been shared with me previously, I should be able to see it in my feed. But as I mentioned, I'm preparing for a meeting this morning, so I need to jump in quickly. I'm going to search for the document I'm looking for, and as we can see here along the top, this Microsoft search bar, it's going to turn the most relevant results. I'm going to go ahead and hit the search button here, though, so we can see a little bit more detail. Obviously, everything that is related to the keyword research here is going to be returned, but the ability to filter that then by files or maybe SharePoint sites, something specific to a person that I'm working with, or maybe it was something that came from a Power BI report. But for me, I'm looking for this document here, this wiki document, because I need to understand this content in preparation for my meeting. So because I'm running late, I need to just grab it quickly, and I want to leverage the Bing Chat Enterprise extension here so that I can quickly get the key highlights of this text. So if we just ask Bing Chat Enterprise to analyze this data and provide the relevant insights, paste my text from my document in there, and within a few minutes here, you'll see that it's going to return some content. One thing I want to point out here on the screen is that you'll see that my personal and company data are protected in this chat. As we mentioned before, anything that I paste in here as a prompt, any data that I give Bing Chat Enterprise, any of the results that are returned, those are all fully encrypted end to end and never retained to train the model. It's all only in use in my current session. So as we can see here, I've gotten 4 bullet points here of key information contained in that document. And so I want to take that, and actually I can just quickly copy that here. Maybe I need to get my team ready. So one of the other neat features of the Bing Chat Enterprise extension here is the ability to compose. So with the composer, I can actually get a little bit more free with the text I'm adding here. So let me just say I want to draft an email to my team, these results. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and paste in my results there. Now with the composer, I get a few different options here as far as like how, what my tone, maybe I wanted this to be a little enthusiastic. We're getting ready for a new product launch or some no big project. Again, my format that I wanted in, I want this to be an email, and I don't really want to make my team members read a lengthy email before we jump into that meeting. So I'm going to make the length of it short here. So within a few clicks here, we'll have a nice, well-formatted email that I can copy and paste into Outlook and send on to my team. All of this,
great.
Yep, all of this happened in a few minutes.
If you're a slow typer, this is a great tool.
That's right. Yeah, it would have saved me. It's definitely saved me hours of work at this point.
Wow, look at that. Very nice.
All right. So one last thing I wanted to show is, let's say I've completed the meeting, I've gone to lunch, come back, and I need to jump right back into where I was at. With the Microsoft Search experience being the same across all of my devices and portals, I can simply just jump right in here into the Windows Start button. So I'm on my Windows 11 machine here. We can see I've got my logo down here at the bottom. This is configured for work search. I can quickly come in here and just type in that same keyword, research, and you'll see my results automatically filtered with the work content front and center, and I've got access to that document now in my local office, local version of Office.
Nice. Cool. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So as we go forward and do these projects with customers, Wes is available to demo even further on pre-sales calls. And also we have a package solution that we're offering at a low price. And basically starting at $2,800, you can get our team to come in and deploy Microsoft Search in Bing along with Bing Chat Enterprise. And you get all 5 of these things. You get our license review. We configure the search. We enable Bing Chat. We do some basic config and train your IT team, and then we'll record that end user training session so you can roll it out to your company. So again, this is an entry point to AI. It's a very simple tool, but it has some very powerful applications. And we encourage you to reach out and talk to us about this so we can get this into your hands right away. Thanks again for watching this deep dive. We're going to now switch over to product number 2 and do a deep dive on Copilot with Microsoft 365.